As the first humans to ever venture out this far into the frontier.
Too fast! Sensitive poison damage.
Get out!
I thought we were both goners.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the DX Gamer Show. I'm Operation DX, and welcome to the 7th episode of my Planet Explorers version 0.72 Let's Play. During the previous episode, we set on another adventure to find the second scout that was looking for survivors in the local area. When we arrived at his supposed location, he was nowhere to be found, but we found his pack just laying next to this kind of mushroom tree. So now that we've fulfilled both the quests by finding the two scouts, we're heading back to the second camp where Dr. Carter is and where Grady is. Along the way, I'm going to kind of do the same kind of thing I did while I approached that location. It's just going to grab a couple things here and there until we arrive at the camp and continue the quest. So if you take a look in the lower right-hand corner, you can see that right now we have 3 open quests. 2 of them are side quests. One of them was the one I was talking about earlier that we didn't do right away because it was kind of self-fulfilling. And it was, in fact, when we engaged the greenback fighting that other big creature, and we got killed twice doing that. So that worked out. You can see that it actually shows that we died twice too, which is kind of interesting. And then the middle one is the main story quest, which we are doing right now. Mr. David Sly is the scout that we were looking for, and he's apparently missing. And then the other one was given to us by Chen, and he wants us to kill 3 different kinds of creatures, and he's going to give us like this monster spawner thing, which admittedly I haven't really messed around with a lot in this game. I assume that you can place down these monster spawners and you can just fight a whole bunch of monsters. It's probably a really good way to get a meat and stuff, but yeah, it's just one of those areas I haven't really explored too much. And right now, it wouldn't be super beneficial unless it were animals that I could take down with my sword, because bullets are a limited resource for now. I mean, I could have sat there and I could have mined for like hours and hours after that one particular episode to get all of the materials to have lots and lots of bullets, but I just didn't want to do that because I didn't want to detach too far, and I didn't want to have like this period of time where I'm like playing the game for a long period of time and you guys aren't seeing what's going on. I think that's also not a good thing. So I just did that small little mining part, and I'm probably not going to even do that again. It's probably not even going to be necessary to continue doing an activity outside of the scope of this Let's Play. So let's just... I don't even want to do that. Let's just hope I don't have to do that again. It seems like we're having a pretty good run here in the beginning of this episode, just encountering lots of animals here, and it's building up our supply of currency, or meat, and that's just going to make things easier for us later on, so this is great. Although I'm being a little too liberal here with my ammo, and I probably should slow it down a little bit as I'm spending it quite quickly. In fact, I've pretty much gone through half of the ammo that I've gotten initially from Chen, and we're still not to the point where we're able to craft it in a quick manner, so just gotta slow it down just a little bit. In order to craft a large supply of bullets, it would actually require me to stop and mine a lot of kind of stuff. So, I mean, we have a little bit of copper, but we'd need a significantly larger amount of copper. And of course, we need wood, animal fat, and we would need to spend some time digging in the ground to get some sulfate. And those are all the things we need. And then, with the added fact that our tools are low to mid-grade, it's kind of not worth the time versus effort right now. Of course, because we're just doing great as far as hunting. We're getting a lot of meat, so we can buy a lot of these bullets anyways. So it's just kind of better to go in that direction, I think, for now. We've also kind of got to be mindful of our advancement of technology. Now, you may not necessarily know that you're not really supposed to go crazy with certain things this early in the game if you're playing it for the first time, but because I have, there is a point where bullets become kind of obsolete and you won't be using them anymore. So going super crazy with these low-grade tools, trying to get the resources to make, you know, a couple thousand bullets, just isn't worth the time and effort. We've also got to be mindful of the fact that some of the materials needed to craft bullets are also used to craft other things. And if we just spend all those materials, you know, using them up to make bullets, we have to go out and get some more of it to like craft some other stuff. So that's another thing you want to kind of do. So some things you just want to kind of get as you need them. But for now, like I said, we're just going to go the path of trying to buy as many bullets as we can until they become essentially obsolete. Well, we're probably about 2/3 of the way to Camp Carter, and you kind of can get a good idea that this world is absolutely massive. It takes a long time to traverse the landscape in this game, and if you did it on foot, it would take quite a while to get from one edge to the map to the other edge of the map. Not to mention that, like I said earlier, some of the map is just blocked off because the story isn't finished. And I know some of you are thinking, why aren't you going to use a fast travel system again? It's just one of those things. I want you to kind of, in this Let's Play, just get a feel for like how giant this world is. And then when we get vehicles, the world kind of starts to feel a little bit smaller as we move through, and it's just kind of a cool thing. It's a cool experience as you move through the tech tree and stuff. So that's kind of why I'm doing this. And we haven't even begun. There is going to be a lot of on-foot travel in this game, so hopefully you'll be able to deal with it and hang out with me as I blabber on about how much I like this game and the different aspects of the game. So let's continue, shall we? And check that out. We have yet another greenback all by himself, and I would be kind of tempted to take him down, but for this upcoming quest I'm going to need some bullets, and I don't want to cut through all of my stuff. I think Chen is going to meet us back at camp, so we could, in theory, buy some more bullets off of him if we had enough meat, but I just don't want to risk it. So I'm just going to keep moving forward, try to knock out some animals that require my sword and not my gun. I'm actually really surprised how far along this game has come in the past 8 months to a year. Like I said in the look video I just did recently, the last version I played before this version was 0.52. I didn't spend a ton of time playing that version, so I didn't know the extent of what was in version 0.52. But ever since I've played it recently, after I picked it up for $22 and started playing for version 0.72, I've been absolutely hooked to this game. This is probably one of the most ambitious indie titles that I've come across in quite a long time. In fact, this game has become my absolute favorite of these types of games. And believe me, I've played a lot of these kind of games over the past couple of years. Games like Minecraft, games like Starforge, 7 Days to Die, all these crafting, exploration, open world kind of voxel games. And I'm a huge fan of this genre of games. This one, in my opinion, though, takes the cake out of all those games. It's got a, it's got a cool underlying story, like of the reasoning why you're at this planet, and the crafting system is so much deeper than a lot of those games. I think the developers of this game have done a good job of tying all these things together into a cohesive, fun experience. Base building is like this high-tier thing that you do, and then gardening, custom building vehicles, and all that stuff. Anyway, more on that later. We have arrived at Camp Carter.
About damn time you came back. Where's Sly and Chen?
I didn't see Sly at the tree, only his backpack. Chen's coming shortly.
Damn, he didn't.
Man, NPCs in this game need to wait a second after you talk to them once, because then I have to chase them down again and do the awkward clinking until I find it. Hey, we've got to get moving. I saw a herd of creatures coming this way on my way back. We have maybe a half an hour before they get here.
We can't move. Gertie's going through the healing tube. It'll be at least another hour before she's done.
What? Damn it, Doc. Help me get a defensive perimeter around the camp. We have to stop them from getting through. They're coming from the northwest, so focus in that direction. Alright, so I guess we have a little tower defense action going on here. So those 2 turrets that we got from Chen by completing that quest earlier are going to come in handy for this part. It is exactly why I did not want to use them to defend myself against, say, the greenbacks, or to use them to hunt with. So now we gotta just place these on the ground. And it would help if I didn't try to place the actual script of the weapon on the ground and actually the weapon here. So we go put this down here, and it has 200 out of 200 ammo, and we have to reload that turret with bullets that we can craft if that runs out of ammo, but I believe we only have to put in 100 to make it full, or maybe it's just 100 to craft it. I don't quite remember. So we got that second one. We're going to place that down. They're pretty much coming in this direction. It's pretty much a bunch of animals, probably a couple we haven't seen yet, so that'll be kind of fun. And we're going to break out the rifle here. We're going to take a look at Chen's shop real quick here. Make sure he doesn't have anything else we might need. We'll buy a couple more bullets maybe. Probably not a bad idea. But it is kind of costly right now, even though we did a bunch of hunting between going to the tree and coming back from the tree, but still... stuff costs a lot of money. I'll grab a couple things I don't have there. There is like one of the things that you can modify in the editor. We may check that out in a little bit. Go ahead and buy that, and we'll learn all that stuff. And you may notice at the top of the screen there's a little timer that's going off that's telling us when the animals are actually going to hit us in this location. So we're running out of time here. Let's go ahead and switch to our gun and get ready for all the action. Now, these 2 turrets should be able to hold them back. I think the first time I did this, I had 3, but, well, I wasn't doing a Let's Play, so I spent more time mining and stuff, because that's kind of stuff I do. It'll go a little more insane, usually. Like, by this time, I probably had 1,000 bullets, because I sat there and mined and got a bunch of stuff. And I like to be opportunistic in this part, too. This is something I didn't do the first time I played it. It's collect all the meat from the animals that got smoked here. After a period of time, the animals pretty much disappear, or you can say they degrade into the land or whatever, and you miss the opportunity to collect the meat from these guys. So I'm going to try to be as opportunistic here as I can and collect as much meat from all the animals that are attacking our camp here as possible. Unfortunately, we'll be missing some of the action here, but it's a good trade-off here, just to get a bunch of meat and stuff. But there is actually quite a few animals here. When I first did this, I think I did terribly, because I didn't drop the turrets, and then I reloaded the game, and then I placed the 3 turrets because I didn't know what I was doing, and whatever. Okay, well, we see one of those guys. Those guys are freaky looking with the arms at top. But I think we're actually going to see one of the bird creatures, and I really like the bird creature's attack. It's got like this wind attack, and it's really cool. Alright, just keep grabbing this stuff as we go along here. Hopefully they're not tearing up my turrets, and hopefully my turrets will maintain enough ammo to take care of this, because I've only got 2. Looks like they're down to 50 ammo apiece already. Holy crap! So those are almost completely spent, so we're probably going to have to finish the last few guys off with our rifle. Down to 20 bullets in the one gun. Ooh, and we have to fight a greenback and the bird. 2 birds! Oh, this is ridiculous. Okay, I think some of the guys in the camp help. Oh yeah, Chen's helping. He's got his gun out. Probably not quite as effective as you are as the player, but he does help. I need to get that other bird down. You can see kind of his wind attack attacking Dr. Carter.
Gertie, you awake now? How you feeling?
Like I've been hit by a speeding truck.
Alright, mission complete. Unfortunately, we spent 400 and some odd rounds of ammo out of those turrets. I don't think I'll be refilling those anytime soon. We're probably going to want to hold on to those for later, though. We'll use them for our base, most likely. I may end up selling them out of desperation, but for now, I'll just pick them back up and put them in my inventory, and I'll make a decision on what I'm going to do with those later. Alright, so let's see. Just double checking here. How much meat did I get? Got a decent amount. I think I can fulfill one of Chen's quests here, so let's do that.
Yeah, they've evolved from battling other giants on this planet. We'll need to figure out a way to make better weapons that wouldn't last long here. It'd be great if the weapons cache on the Epiphany is still intact. May I be of service? You did a really great job protecting this camp. So here's the script for building an artillery camp. Use it well.
Sometimes some of the NPCs say they're going to give you some special kind of script, but you don't necessarily get that script for them. It's kind of weird. It's probably something that's still being worked out.
It's a no-brainer, really. A new world with no fighting, no pollution, untold riches. Who wouldn't want that? I lost my parents when a transport ship was hit by a Martian torpedo in the 80-day war when I was 5, so I had nothing holding me back. Though, if someone had told me that we would crash land and be in this mess, I might have thought about it for a couple of seconds. You should always keep your weapon close.
So, for the hunting quest Chen gave us, we have to take down 3 different species. We got one of them, but I can't remember what the other 2 necessarily look like, so probably complete that one later. We've got to complete the main quest, so after I get done here, just looking one more time at Chen's shop, making sure he doesn't have anything that I don't need. We'll move on and talk to the good Dr. Alan Carter.
Yeah? I don't know. Chen wants to go take another look tomorrow, but I'm expecting the worst. This is a dangerous land we crashed on. What? I've always wanted to be in space exploring, but my family was poor, so I never got the chance when I was young. Before you know it, I'm past 60. One day I saw the sign up for the colony missions on the net and just filled it out. I pretty much left everything behind to live a dream. And now it's turned into a dramatic nightmare. Yeah?
Splendid. It works better than I thought, seeing how you're still up and about. I guess I really am a glorious genius, haha. Well, we're not quite done yet finishing up our quests and getting our next quest in this camp, and we will start that during the next episode. But for now, that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a great day and take care.